Hello and welcome back to Sylvia Chongloi Talkshow. Today I have with me a beautiful sister of mine. She is the president of Kuki Society.
Oh, please, she's the general secretary, okay?
No, please. I haven't reached 30.
You have. You are
I mean, in few years.
Okay, all right.
She's already 35, but
34, not 35. Next year.
Okay. She completed her master's in English, also MS, and she's the ministry executive of Alpha India, and she's also a counselor, a teacher trainer,
enough.
and the list go on and on. So my first question for her is, almost reaching 35 and not married, how does it feel?
It feels exciting.
Just kidding, really?
Okay, I'm just kidding. Actually,
It's great.
Yes, it feels great to be independent, to be able to earn, and at the same time doing a job or doing a profession which you love, and at the same time getting paid because you love to do that. And in the society, especially in our society, when a woman reach already at the age of 30 something, pressure definitely is there of getting married. When are you getting married? You won't get married. You have already crossed that limit. So it's there, and I don't let myself being bothered by it.
That's great. So catching one phrase from your sharing, William Shakespeare, the father of English literature, has said, happy is a man who earns a living by his hobby. So I would like to say happy is also a woman who earns a living by her hobby.
Yeah.
Okay, so you being a counselor, so what kind of clients do you get, and then what tips do you give to your clients?
Actually, I would say we all are a counselor. As a parent, as a teacher, as a sister, as a friend, as a brother. Knowingly, unknowingly, we counsel our friends or we counsel somebody. And as a counselor, one thing we always do is we don't give advice. We don't give advice.
I always give advice.
Because see, personally, when people give us advice, we don't like to listen, right? So that's why, as a counselor, we don't give advice. Instead, we listen to them and we let them find out their own whatever, like they're dealing with it. The answer is already there, but then are we putting up questions? And I will let that person find out what the struggle is, and the solution is already there, but I won't give. Let the person find it out, and once the person finds it out, or once the person realizes it, then only she will change. And sometimes as a counselor, I just give my ear. I don't give my mouth. I just listen. I just listen and listen. Sometimes I don't even talk. I just listen to them. And sometimes they just need that. They just want us to listen. They just want somebody to listen to what they are going through. So as a counselor, you need to have a listening skills, and you need to be very patient with them.
That's right. You know, I've been a counselor for quite some time. No wonder I quit my job because I give advice all the time. You should be doing this, you should be doing that, you shouldn't be doing this and that. Okay, I was not fit for that maybe, I don't know, but I love this job. I love to host a show, and especially talking to someone like you. So thank you so much. Let's talk about mental health, because this is a sad generation. So many young people, well, I was a counselor, so many young people come to my office with anxiety. They are depressed, but they don't want to use the word depression. You know, they don't want to admit, but I can see that they're depressed. So what are the symptoms, and how can we overcome depression? Maybe you being, you know, a preacher, you can quote some biblical character.
Thank you for highlighting that, because I really feel that mental health issues really need to be talked even in the churches as well. Because many of the church members, many of our society, our generation, we are depressed and we don't realize it. There are some symptoms like schizophrenia and all, like people know, okay, this person is depressed, this person is crazy. But again, at times, there are some symptoms which we don't realize that we are actually depressed. And even in the Bible character, I would quote, if Elijah, he had a good relationship with God, He did miraculous, wondrous work, miracle work. If he could go into depression, if he wanted to commit suicide, kill himself, who are we?
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't want to accept the fact that we are depressed.
That's true.
Because we think that people will think we're crazy.
Yes.
And especially in our society, we tend to use a term like, oh, that person is so gulhut.
Yeah.
You heard the word gulhut? So why is that person gulhut? So all these symptoms, why is that person sometimes suddenly can't control emotions? And also from Elijah, if the symptoms, the signs and symptoms which he portrayed, the first symptoms, especially if we reached First King, where it chapter 19. From there, if we read Elijah, the symptoms which he portrayed, the first one was fear.
Yeah.
He was scared because Queen Jezebel wanted to kill him, and he felt lonely. Sometimes we feel lonely.
We do.
Fear of loneliness, fear of not getting a job, especially in a society, government job.
Yes.
Fear of not getting a government job, fear of being lonely, fear of what will people think about me? All these things. And also the other signs, symptoms which he showed was failure. He felt that he was a failure because he could not let the Israelites stop worshipping the idols. And sometimes we feel we are failing in our life.
Yeah.
And all these symptoms, if you feel that you're worthless, and there's no purpose in life, and I'm such a failure. So when we tend to use all these words, we tend to think that we are a failure. And even Elijah thought that he's a failure. So all these made him depressed. And also the other symptom would be fatigue, extreme tiredness.
Yes.
Some symptoms, you would find someone, he or she didn't do any physical work, but just exhausted.
Example,
just
me?
tired. Example, you. See, always tired. We need to realize it, and we need to overcome all these things. Why are we getting tired without any reason? Sometimes we didn't do any work, but just exhausted
all the time.
And sometimes the other symptoms which Elijah showed was futility. He felt that it was pointless. The purpose or the work, the job which he was trying to do, to let the Israelites stop worshipping idol, he couldn't do. He couldn't stop. So he was thinking that it's pointless, it's jobless.
Yeah.
Sometimes we tend to think that, what am I doing? My future, it's pointless. So all this hopelessness, all these characters, even Elijah had, who had a genuine relationship with God, with Christ. Then what about us? So all this hopelessness, all these characters, even Elijah had, who had a genuine relationship with God, with Christ. Then what about us?
Yeah, that's true. So I thought all this while I'm the most cheerful person because I did not know that laziness is part of depression.
Yes.
Symptoms of depression. So I feel like all my audience, I mean every single person can relate to what you just shared.
I really hope
when
so.
you feel tired, lonely, there are people out there who feel the same. So we're not alone. And like you say, all of us are a counselor, so we should lend a listening ear to one another. We could encourage one another because the world that we live is already too cruel. So we need to create a better world.
Yes.
I'm so glad for sharing that. Let's talk about your ministry. I know that Alpha India is an international organization where you work with the youth. And then thank you so much for, introducing me to Alpha. I am an active volunteer, and then I traveled to a few places, and then I hosted Alpha, and it was a wonderful experience. So let's hear from the executive director.
Ministry executive. I'm not a director yet. Okay. So
See, I promote people.
I think she promoted me. She promoted selected me as a director post. Okay, thank you so much for prophesying it. All right. So Alpha, what we do is that we provide tools for Alpha Youth Series. This is where we invite youths to come, and they can just come as they are. They don't need to change. They just need to be themselves. Just come and express themselves, express their feeling, because Alpha is such a place that where we discuss, where you share your opinion, and from there you learn from each other. And all the videos are already there. I mean, like, we will look at the video, and then there'll be discussions going on. There'll be food, there'll be games, and I'm sure that everyone loves food and games. And this is the Alpha Youth Series that we are doing. And at the same time, in Alpha Ministry, we have like pre-marriage course for all those who want to get married. So please join the pre-marriage course as well. And there's marriage course, and there is parenting teenager, parenting children as well. So we provide all these courses to churches if they want to run, to schools, to rehab centers, to prisons. So these tools are available, and if you're interested, please contact PP. She's also one of the Alpha leader, and you can contact me as well. And we are so privileged and honored that Alpha Youth Series we have in our own dialect. In Northeast, there's only 4 to 5 languages, and Thado Kuki is one of the language. And especially when I play Alpha Youth Series in our dialect, the way it touches our audience, our people, it is just awesome.
And we would like to thank the KWS Shillong for translating the languages into our mother tongue.
Actually, I think the one who did the translation was Pastor Lalvoy from KBC, and the dubbing and all these things was done by Jordan, who took the help of Alun, Golhang Alun and his friends from KWS Church.
You mean Golhang Alun, the James Bond?
Yes, the James Bond from Shillong. Who will not know Alun?
So thank you so much, Alun. Because of you, we can, we have these visual aids in our mother tongue.
Yes.
And I want to ask you one last question.
Please
have
do.
you been healthy your whole life, or have you been healthy after you joined Alpha? Because you mentioned about food.
I think I was always healthy.
Okay.
I grew up being healthy, and I'm still healthy.
Because I want to be healthy, and I heard health is wealth. So Alpha is health and wealth. So if you want to be healthy, if you want to be happy and then spiritually strong, then please come to Alpha. We have the visual aids.
Yes.
And we would come to, we would go to every nook and corner of the world. Yes, if anyone is willing to join or wanted to experience. Right?
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming all the way from Zalengam, Kuki Land.
Yes, from Taikul, Gangpizang.
Yes. She's the one and only Golden Miss from Gangpizang. President of Kulkuri. Kulkuri means a cool
She's a general secretary, okay? And we already have a treasurer.
Not fit to be a general secretary.
You are already in line. I have appointed you as a general secretary. We already have a treasurer, right? What's her name? Miss Hadneo. Yes, she's already a treasurer. She's very excited about it.
She is. So thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much for having me, PP.
A concluding remark for my audiences. Like and share and subscribe.
Okay, yes. Please like, please subscribe PP Chongloi, PP Talkshow. And I think to all those who are watching, I would like to say that let's all live in the present. Let's not dwell on our past. What's the point of going back to our past? It will instead destroy our future. And let's not worry about our future, because we don't know whether we will.
We don't know who holds the future.
Yeah, so and please always believe that your future is bright and beautiful, because you don't hold your future, but God holds the future.
Amen.
And focus on the things you have, not on the things you don't have, and your life will be much better.